Here you go. So, Eaglemoss asked me to do an expansion series showing an in-depth, step-by-step build of the entire model. Like no customization or anything, just what's provided, and I thought it would be funner and more rewarding to do with my son. This is Joey, and we are actually all the way up to issue 41. And we're going to be hosting these videos, all 40 episodes that we've shot already. But we wanted to go ahead and post one that is kind of ahead of its time, since issue 41 has not actually been released yet. Eaglemoss sent us some test parts, some shipping samples, and we've been printing out our own instructions from the PDFs that they shared with me. And so we wanted to go ahead and post episode 41 first. So they'll be posted a little bit out of order, but around here, as everybody knows, we have no concept of time. What? I sure. Okay, so with that, we present you the future.
Future, Marty? What do you mean? How can we be in the future?
Okay, so let's jump right in to the center console, okay? And all of its cool, like the air conditioning and headlight controls and the gear shift boot. It's pretty cool. This is cool stuff. And the gear stick, which is epic.
I have a question.
What is your question?
Do the little knobs turn?
Do the little knobs turn? You know what? They are so good looking that you would think they would turn, but they don't. But again, you know, the more accurate the model gets, the more you kind of believe it's real. You know, this is a real car, and so the knobs should turn. But they are very tiny, and that would be asking a lot. But I got to tell you, I'm very surprised. I mean, this is really cool. It's rubber, meant to look like leather, but the coolest part is the gear shift knob actually has a ball joint. So it looks like the gear shift will actually be able to move, which is pretty rad. Alright, the center console. Step 1, place 41B into 41A as shown. It's a good looking center console that I've never seen before. Okay. So that's going to be your control knobs, and you want to secure that with 2 AP screws from the inside, okay? Alright, let you fire those in, and a quick reminder that this is a plastic part, and since we're so used to the metal ones, we like to bear down on them, but the plastic ones can't take that kind of pressure. You don't want to strip the plastic, but if you do, it's not the end of the world, because what do?
Super glue.
A little touch of super glue on the end of the screw and it's all good. Alright. But unnecessary if you don't strip it in the first place, right?
Can you tighten them, please?
Let's see. I think you got this whole tightening thing down to a science, Joey. But, yeah, that one took just I think I made you paranoid, right? Don't strip it, don't strip it. You're like, ah. So check that out. That's so epic, right? Center console. This is the view every DeLorean owner is very familiar with, and it's starting to get real. This model is starting to look super legit. All right, let me give that back to you. You got your 2 AP screws in there, and step 3 is place 41C into the top of the center console underneath 41B. And this is going to be your gear shift area. So this is the area where your gear shift knob is going to go, and where the gear shift boot goes, and right here is where, you know, people have a digital clock sometimes, and that's starting to look really amazing. Look at that. That's some crazy detail.
And those little switches that make your window go down, up and down.
Yeah, right on. Your tiny toll booth windows that you can't, like, I don't honestly know even how you could make a quarter into a toll booth. You know what I mean? Like when you have to throw the quarter in the basket, there's no way. You'd have to like stick your whole arm out that window and be like, yeah. It's super inconvenient. All right, I'm sure it was better in theory. Anyway, that's where we are. Okay, here you go. Take that and moving on to the next step, what you want to do is flip that over, turn the assembly over again, and secure 41C with 2 BP screws. Let me grab those BP screws for you real quick. All right. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so sink those in. Okay, tight, but not too tight, but not too loose. And here is there's another BP screw for you. Throw that in there. Okay, cool. So then the next step is place 41G onto the underside of 41C, positioning the holes onto the pins. That's the leather boot.
Yep.
Okay, for your gear stick. And the side with the gear stick, you want to favor the front of the vehicle, okay? Because that's where it is. Let me see that. I'm very excited about that. Ah, looks so perfect. Okay, cool. All right, let's see. What do we got? It says this is how the gear stick should look from the other side, which it does. Step 7, insert 41E through the hole in the center of the gear stick shroud from below. You want to stick it
Up through the bottom.
Up through the bottom. Okay. And so that the little stick is poking up. Yep, exactly like so. All right. This is how it should look from above, which it does. And then you need to secure this, the ball joint, okay? You want to secure that from below using 2 BP screws. Okay, epic. So let me hook you up with 2 BP screws. From below, make sure you're working in this area. Okay, cool. So that everybody can see what you're doing. This is so epic. I think you're blowing minds right about now. You're blowing mine.
I'm blowing mine.
It's so epic. I'm so afraid to lose this gear stick knob. It's so tiny. And round. If I dropped it, it would just never stop rolling. Alright, here's the gear shift knob. It's super tiny. Step 10, fit 41F on the top of the gear stick.
I can't find a little hole. Oh, there it is.
Alright. So how does it go on? Does it screw on? Does it just stick on? Does it...
Stick it on.
Should we glue it on? Is it...
Do you want to?
I don't know. If it needs it, I don't know. Nobody's been this far. There's no tips or tricks online about this issue because it doesn't exist yet. This is from the future. We're in the future.
Yeah, I can't get that in.
Alright, let me give you a little assist, even though I really have no idea how to do this either, because...
There's a little hole and you stick the peg onto the hole.
I see the hole. I think it has... Nope. Let's try it one more time. Like, I don't want to break it or do anything wrong because I do not have a backup. Yeah, I don't want to drop it. You know what I need? I need the power of my old man glasses.
Old man glasses.
I think we should have a jingle just for that. Old man glasses. Alright, I'm gonna... Man, this is so surreal because, like, you can shift it. It's so crazy. Alright, I don't know, man. It's on there. Oh, it's on there. It's like, yeah, I think if you wanted, you could pull it off, but there is some like, it would, you know, it would need to pop off. There's some resistance, so it's on there. Oh, you know what? You see that? There's a tiny little like knob on the top. So it pops in, but I wonder, like I feel it on, and I so don't want to break it. And it is on there. But I'm gonna go with, we just put one tiny drop of glue. So very, very delicately, boop, the tip of this, with just a touch of glue. Let me make sure it's on there straight before it dries. And it looks really good. That is perfect. I still want to play with it. But we'll let the glue kick off, okay? And we will move on. But very, very cool and very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And it still rotates. It's pretty cool. Check that out. See if you bastards can do 90. Okay, cool. Oh, I glued the papers together, but this is what it should look like minus the ripped paper, and it does. So this is actually done, and the coolest thing about this moment, besides me removing my old man glasses, is the next issue is Time Machine parts.
Yes!